guys, it has been a hot minute since I have done one of these. If I'm being honest though, it's kind of been a while since I've done much of what I used to do for myself, like by myself. I feel like I lost a part of me that like held on to my passion for randomness. And I think a lot of that does tie into what I was talking about in my last video on my 5 stages of grief. However, back then I pinpointed it to one situation, and I've come to realize that it's so much more than that. So this kind of all started because I watched back my first video that I ever did this year. And just seeing how vibrant my personality was, how much I just didn't care. I just was like doing my thing, being selfish, walking. Like that was over Christmas break, and I spent most of that break by myself. And that was like the first month that I was kind of living on my own, completely alone. And I was finding ways to just be happy with what I was doing, and I walked so much, and I was so excited to start that dang video, the video journal, about literally nothing. I sit in front of this camera from time to time, rambling on about nonsense. For what reason? I don't know. But I feel like this is one of the few places now where I get to kind of be myself and show my real personality and not have to worry about anything, because if someone didn't want to watch this content, they don't need to. They can turn it off. So it's just very fascinating to me to know that like that version of myself still exists somewhere. I just, for some reason, more recently, have not been able to pull it out. I couldn't tell you the last time that I got super excited to do random things for myself like that. Like I used to write a lot, draw a lot, dance a lot, walk a lot, take video journals a lot. Like just do random things like that. Sorry, my allergies are a little wonky today. I would just do random things like that, and it just made me happy, and I was totally okay with being on my own. But more recently, I keep putting a lot of pressure on myself to try to figure everything out, and figure everything out now. I need to be working on something productive all the time, or else I feel guilty for literally no reason, to the extreme that I only work before 1 p.m. on Fridays. Yet, I feel extremely guilty if I sleep in past 8 for no reason. Why? Literally no reason. I have no obligations. Like, I don't even know, but I'll like wake up almost like panicked and anxious and look at the clock, and I'll be like, it's 8:05, and I'm like, I should get up, and then my like anxiousness and my guilt makes me stay in bed for longer, which kind of counterproductive. Doesn't really make sense there. I think that genuinely something I miss is actually like having to get up and wake up in the morning for like work or whatever, or even like school. So essentially today's topic and what all of this is encompassing, as well as even last video about the 5 stages of grief, is change. Now, change is something that is scary, it is exciting, it is overwhelming. People love it or hate it, or both. I think I fall somewhere in the middle, maybe a little bit, because you can love change, you want to grow, you want to continue moving forward, you want to learn more, you want to change scenery, change location, change whatever. You like change. And then there's people who like to stay in their comfort, and they like to be where they're confident and competent in what they're doing. Now, I'm closer to that side, I think. I do love change. I think change is good. in doses. I think having comfortability is also good though. So my biggest thing is that I've had so much change. I started journaling the other day, and I just wanted a safe space to write down thoughts, try to get them into sentences so that I could kind of figure out what I was feeling. And I had no idea what I was going to start writing about, but it essentially came to a point where I thought about where I was a year ago. And I thought about how different my life was a year ago. Because a year ago, I lived in this basement unit with my ex-boyfriend. And I was convinced I was straight. And now, I still have not chosen an identity or a label because I have no idea. But I knew I needed to leave that relationship so that I could kind of figure out who I am, what I like, who I like. And that's not a priority of mine right now. I don't think that getting into another relationship is what I need. I think that I need to learn to be okay with being alone because my entire life has been spent in relationships. And because of that, I haven't been able to be just myself, especially as an adult. So that was the main reason I did that. And we're still great friends, and I cherish that friendship dearly because that is a piece of comfortability that I have still. It changed and evolved, but I still have our friendship, and that's something that I will be grateful for so long. But yeah, we used to live in this unit together, and I lived on my own for about 7 months, and I'm packing up my stuff now. So there's another change. I'm moving out of this neighborhood. I'm moving in with my brother and his girlfriend. I'm done living on my own, I think is a big thing, but I'm also paying for a 2-bedroom apartment by yourself is not ideal. It's so much space that I don't use, and it's so much money that I don't want to be spending. So I'm excited for that change. I am nervous. Again, it's a different thing, but I don't really think I love living on my own because I do like being able to have a space that is just mine. But I think having a bedroom that is just mine is more than enough. Or just like a small space. Like you just need somewhere or something you can do that just makes you feel you and just you. And I think that that's important, and that is what I like. But living on my own and not seeing people all the time, or even just not having to talk to people if I'm not leaving the house, like small things like that, I have grown to not love. So there's one big change. I am moving. And again, I think it'll be for the better. Another change, I used to have a jam-packed schedule. It was so full. It's always been like that my entire life because I always had school, and then I was a competitive gymnast, I was a competitive volleyball player, I was a competitive dancer, I was in university, I was also working, I was also on the university dance team, then I was a Red Blacks dancer, and then I was a Worlds dancer. My schedule was always so jam-packed, filled, that I didn't really have much of a social life because I was so busy. And I was okay with that because I liked being busy. However, I no longer have that full-time job. I also no longer have that part-time job. I no longer dance or do sports, really. I mean, I'm an adult now, so I could join a league, but it's not the same as when you're younger and when you're just like invested in everything. So I also have 2 new part-time jobs, which does not fill my schedule either. And that's the biggest change for me. I also like no relationship. I also used to have friendships where I talked to people every single day. And I don't really have that anymore, because the older you get, the more you just realize people have their own lives. And I don't want to be a burden in anyone else's life. I don't want to take away from anything else in anyone's lives. So I've been really trying to focus on myself, seeing if I can take care of myself and grow as an individual. Because now my schedule is full of so much downtime. And I think that's where that guilt comes in that I was talking about. I just want to be so productive because I want to work towards something. And in my head, working towards something has always meant working towards something in work, working towards something in school, working towards, you know what I mean? Like something for your future. And I don't need to be doing that all the time. Yes, it's helpful to be productive, but it's also helpful to understand that I should be allowed to do what I want to do as well. There comes in a time where I'm not actually sure what I want to do either, and that's been a process as well. But something that I'm making smaller goals now instead of a big goal. I don't need to have my future figured out. I need to enjoy the moment. I need to live in the moment. And my small goals is to start learning to take care of myself better, because I have lost a bunch of weight because I'm not cooking and feeding myself well. And I've gotten better already, but I am starting to plan. I want to meal prep again. I want to cook food individually. I avoided it before because it's so much harder to cook for one person, but that doesn't mean it's impossible and that I shouldn't do it. It just means I need to put in that work, and it's not like I don't have the time to do that. I do. It's just finding that motivation to do it, to take care of myself. I am someone who's always wanted to take care of everyone else. I want to put everyone else first. My needs don't matter as much as other people. And that's not necessarily healthy, because then I am relying on other people to need to be cared for, and I'm relying on other people to find my own happiness, because helping others is what makes me happy. So I've been having constant battles on trying to figure out what makes me happy without involving other people. And the cooking is one goal, so I'm going to start being better with my nutrition because I do want to be healthier. And another one is I want to get a gym membership. Now that is exciting and scary as well, because one, it's new. I have never really been to the gym. But I get some comfort in that because I'm going to go to the gym that my brother is at, and hopefully he'll be able to go with me sometimes and show me what the heck I'm doing. And there's also classes that I'll be able to try, which is a good way to meet people and a good way to just, push myself to actually get out there, take some classes, work on my own fitness, make sure I'm staying fit and healthy, because those are important things, especially now that I'm an adult that's not dancing all the time. I need to make sure I'm taking care of my body. So those are my 2 small goals that I'm focusing on moving forward. And I'm hoping that helps me find a little bit more of that vibrant personality, that passion, that like joy. I just want to be able to feel myself a little bit more again. And hopefully this is the way to do it. So, I mean, we'll see. And maybe I'll keep up with vlogging. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. But that's all I really wanted to say. So, hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sun. Yeah. Bye.